So the IPA table, IPA stands for International Phonetic Alphabet, not India Pale Ale, as some people from Colorado might be aware of, or people who really like beers. The International Phonetic Alphabet is nothing more than a system of speech and sound transcription that takes into account the articulator description that I mentioned just the slide before. But it has one big goal here. It is for transcription. It's not for writing down language like a regular alphabet. And the important thing that you have to have in mind is that each symbol in the International Phonetic Alphabet table will correspond to one speech sound, that is, one combination of place, manner, and voicing. And the IPA is supposed to be language independent. That is, it's not a writing system just for English or for Portuguese or for Spanish. It's supposed to account for every single language that we know of. Because it's supposed to account for every single language, we need also to have in mind that not one language uses everything that's in there. Languages will use a subset of these symbols for their speech sounds. There you go. Okay. So what I'm showing you guys here is not the whole thing. The whole IPA table is huge. We're focusing on the consonants, the pulmonic consonants. Pulmonic consonants means consonants made with the air coming out of the lungs. That's just what it means. And what I want you to see here is that, Erin, do we know if I move my arrow around, if they will be able to see it? Let me just, describe. So what I needed to see here is that this table is organized according to place of articulation, manner of articulation, and voicing. And that's why I spent a couple of minutes describing those here. So remember, place of articulation is where in the mouth the contact occurs. So it's usually some part of the tongue with some part of the upper vocal tract, lips, teeth, alveolar ridge, and whatnot. And then manner of articulation is the amount of contact, right? So each column in the consonant chart corresponds to a different place of articulation. So bilabial means contact with both lips. And if you speak a Romance language, these terms will look very familiar to you because they're very Latin-like. So bilabial means both lips. Labiodental means something like V, right? So upper teeth and lower lip. Dental, that's where we start with the tongue. Dental means tongue behind the upper teeth. Alveolar means tongue with the alveolar ridge. Postalveolar means tongue with something slightly behind the alveolar teeth. Retroflex means tongue curled up towards the alveolar ridge. Palatal, tongue towards the palate. Velar, tongue towards the velum. Uvular, tongue towards the uvula. Pharyngeal, root of the tongue towards the back of the throat. And glottal just means vocal folds. So bilabial, labiodental, and glottal, they don't involve a tongue articulation at all, but everything else involves a tongue articulation.